feature presentation.
Who? No, come on. What?
Horrible.
A guy that you were all over coming into the offseason. Like a lot of people, he was a sleeper, so to say, but I don't even know if we can call this guy a sleeper anymore. You know, the cat's out of the bag, so to say, and that would be wide receiver Curtis Samuel, Carolina Panthers. Again, a very buzzy name in the offseason, but all he's done since then is essentially looks like he is proven deserving of the buzz. Everything that's coming out of camp about this kid is that he's uncoverable, and the reports are just glowing. So he, went from about, I would say, 9th, 10th round. Now he's going in the beginning of the 7th round. He's the 32nd wide receiver taken off the board. And he's going now around some guys like Mike Williams, Christian Kirk, Will Fuller, and Jarvis Landry. So my question for you is, because you were already so in on Curtis Samuel coming into the offseason, and now that the hype has gotten to where it's gotten, and he's now going in that beginning of the 7th round, are you still comfortable? Do you still like where, Curtis Samuel is going? And if so, why?
I loved them in the 9th, 10th, 11th. That was just highway robbery. DJ Moore was going in the 5th. He still is going in the 5th. I think they're identical with respect to pretty much floor and upside. I think they're very comparable. I think they're 1A, 1B, like Minnesota with Thielen and Diggs. I think it's kind of like,
that's a good example.
It's hard to argue that one's better than the other, but they're both competent. They're both going to be pretty consistent. I love Cam because I think his arm's back to normal. And when his arm's good, he throws it down the field. He loves to just gun it. He's got a huge arm. He can move around, as we all know, and make time for these speedsters to really get behind the safeties. And I think Curtis Samuel, as you said before, he can't be covered in practice. They said that nobody can cover him.
How good are their corners? Has anybody looked into that?
Yeah, I mean, they used to have great corners. I don't know. I can't tell you about their corners anymore, but he looks healthy.
We know Josh Norman's not there anymore. So.
Yeah, I mean, any guy that can take it to the house anytime they touch the ball, and then you're hearing that he's uncoverable, and he's the 3rd-year breakout receiver. I love 3rd year. In fantasy, 3rd year is usually the magic year. So these are all the reasons I like him. I like the fact that even though he's jumped to the beginning of the 7th with guys like Christian Kirk, who, he looked okay last year, but we don't know what's going to happen there. You got Jarvis Landry's playing second fiddle to Odell, and then you got Njoku, and you got you got Chubb, and you got a lot of people there, a lot of mouths to feed. Will Fuller's always hurt. If we knew he played 16, he'd be going in the 3rd round. Yeah. So
Will Fuller blow out his knee today?
Yeah, he probably did.
I know you're right. I don't know that for sure, but
it's like 50-50, right?
Hi, you breaking my balls here, huh? You breaking my balls.
Right. So Samuel, I think, is the least risk out of all of them, and comparable upside to like not quite Will Fuller if he stayed healthy, but upside with Kirk, upside with Landry, upside with those types of names. So I love him. I like him in the 7th. I don't absolutely love him, but I would take him where he's at.
Okay. Yeah, and you're absolutely right. Right now, even when he's moved up to the 7th round, I mean, Christian Kirk, I love Christian Kirk. I do see the upside of Christian Kirk. I see why people like him. But like you said, Fitzy's still there. Mm-hmm. Okay, so you have this rookie quarterback. Is he going to rely on a 2nd-year wide receiver like Christian Kirk, or is he going to rely on a guy like Fitzy? So then you can say the same thing about Will Fuller. Will Fuller, obviously, if he's healthy and he plays all 16, but he's never been able to do that before. And of course, you have DeAndre, you have Kuti. They bring in Duke Johnson. Though Houston's never been real big about throwing to running backs, they've never had a Duke Johnson. So each one of these guys still going in that 7th round, you can make none of these guys are clear-cut number ones. Right. So then you look at the Panthers, and you could certainly make a case that this is an offense, this is a team that people are sleeping on. Yeah. That if Cam is healthy, and now he's got McCaffrey, he's got 2 bona fide, potentially really solid wide receivers. He still has old man Olsen there.
You insensitive asshole.
So obviously, I agree that his ADP has not gotten to the point where you have to say,
out of control.
Whoa, I can't take Curtis Samuel over some of these other guys that are going in that range. But this is, for me, I guess this is where it needs to stop, right? I mean, would you agree? Or
if you're saying that, then do you think DJ Moore's 24 picks better than him?
No, see that, and I was actually surprised to see that DJ Moore is still going in the fifth round because
yeah, he hasn't moved.
It's like we haven't heard anything about DJ Moore. All we're really going off of is that he was good. I mean, he was solid last year, but not spectacular.
I'm not hearing he's uncoverable,
right?
So I don't know. I think they should be closer. I think they should be at the most one round apart. But I do think that they're super comparable, and I am not really sure why he's still 2 rounds. But I think the ADP is getting closer, and as we get closer to drafts, I think it'll get even closer. So
let me ask you this right now: would you rather have Tyler Boyd or Curtis Samuel?
Oh, definitely Curtis Samuel.
Definitely Curtis Samuel.
I don't like the Boyd situation with AJ Green and the offensive line.
Calvin Ridley or Curtis Samuel?
Oh, I think I would take Calvin Ridley because Matt Ryan is just so proven, and we don't have to worry about whether or not his shoulder's back. And there's a lot of mouths to feed there too. But
Allen Robinson or Curtis Samuel?
Oof. I like A-Rob this year. I think he's flying under the radar. I think people forgot how good he was in that last year in Jacksonville before he blew out his knee. My God, was he good. And he's big and he's fast and he's the undisputed #1 receiver there.
Yeah.
So I like A-Rob this year, even though I don't think they'll be throwing that much.
Right.
But so he will be kind of hit or miss. But Samuel, I mean, you just said it. Olsen's healthy. DJ Moore. You got McCaffrey who's going to catch 80 to 100 balls.
Well, I'm just asking that. I mean, so my final question would then be, or final one, Tyler Lockett or Curtis Samuel?
Tyler Lockett.
Tyler Lockett, right? Okay, so those are the guys that are going in the 5th round. And other than Boyd, you would take pretty much the receivers that are going in the 5th, Allen Robinson there in the 6th. So I guess, right. What we're saying is that, right, he's priced, right now he's priced right. He's not a super value. He could still be a value there, but you're still at a point where taking Curtis Samuel where he's going.
He's not priced at his ceiling.
Right.
His ceiling is more like a 4th round.
Right.
So
and I think this is it. I think this is where he's going to stay, right? That makes sense because I can't see him moving ahead of those guys that we
He might move ahead of Landry or Mike Williams.
Which means he becomes a 6th round.
6th rounder,
right?
And mid to late 6th rounder will probably be his upside as far as upside ADP.
All right, so if he stays here, moves up just a little bit, draft him this weekend with confidence.
I would be worried
if you're taking him in the early 7th, even towards the back.
3rd round breakout potential with Cam Newton thrown to him with his speed, and I think that the stars are lined up that he could be a monster. So
all right, so you heard it here. The WAP is on record. We still like Samuel going in the early 7th, and even if you felt like you had to take him somewhere in the mid to 6th round, somewhere in there,
still be all right.
you're still making a wise pick by taking Curtis Samuel. What's up, YouTube community? We hope you enjoyed the video you just watched. If you did, or if you didn't, please make sure to leave a like there at the bottom of the screen. Also, of course, make sure you subscribe to the channel. And most importantly, make sure you tap on that bell to be notified of all the fresh content that the Two Bald A-Holes will be bringing you. We're going to be bringing you that fresh content, not just leading up to the start of the season. So we're going to help you out with your drafts and different things like that. But we're also going to be bringing you fresh content throughout the entire fantasy season. We're going to be launching our full show, which will be covering, obviously, game recaps. We're going to help you with start-sit advice. We're going to help you with waiver wire advice. We're going to be taking your questions. We're going to help to analyze your trades, different things like that. So you're not going to want to miss any of that. Make sure you subscribe. Make sure you tap on that button. You can also follow us on Twitter. And, of course, most importantly, remember, we want to hear from you. We want to hear from the Bald Army. You don't have to be bald to be part of the Bald Army, but all bald people will receive special treatment, of course. But, we do want to hear from you. We want to know your thoughts. Did you agree with what you heard? Did you disagree with what you might have heard in one of our segments? We want to know, or maybe you just want to throw some general insults our way.
Are you about to call me an asshole?
Doesn't matter. We love it. We want to hear it all. So please make sure to share your thoughts in the comment section. And we look forward to seeing you again real soon.